Choke, no joke. You know what it is.
Hey, son.
Hi, when are you coming home?
Mommy's not coming home.
Why?
Goodbye.
Where are you? Where are you?
Mommy's not coming home.
Why?
Tell Daddy I'm not coming home.
Why?
Goodbye. Bye. What am I supposed to do? Tell this 10-year-old boy I'm getting some new dick or something?
Check. Yeah. Choke, no joke. Know what it is. This go out to the desperate housewives in New York, Atlanta, Texas, California, Miami, Mississippi. I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. Yeah. I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. It was quick how it happened. We was just chatting, had a lot in common. I kept her laugh in the department in which a man was lacking. He was the king of the ship. Somehow I became captain. My swag on platinum, all my gold just smacking. Then phone sex had happened. Things went left. Our common interest in sex, something like Little Kim and Hugh F. We knew if we met, it would be electric. Then the day came and we met. It was beyond my dream, a dream so sweet it made me scream. It was like a dream, knew why he made a queen. I wanted to find Marty McFly and use that time machine. Run up in the church, create a scene. Object to that wedding and give her my ring like I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. Yeah. I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. I fell harder than a mother, my number one lover. Yo, under them covers was like no other. Had everything in common. I used to love her until he bugged her. Bitch, motherfucker. Device in the whip, had to call it quits. Hit us like a brick. We both sick. Now she got dilemma, like Kelly the kids. I'm calm, wish I never met the chick. Missing her seafood and our trips. Sex in the soul house, we did that shit. Sexing on the tent, we risked that shit. We both freaky as fuck, I miss my chick. Well, never mind, there to take him off of mine. Kindred spirits, just the wrong time. Get divorced, you can hit my line. Until I repent, it's next lifetime. Like, I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. Yeah. I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. Choke, no joke. You already know. It's that south side of Eden Wall flow. We out of here. Choke, no joke. You already know. Y'all know I love that cooch. You know what this is. I love that cooch. Yeah. It's the A thing. Clean cooch. Let's go. Yo, what's up? My nuts when I wake up. Got more than wood and I just bust one. In mahogany, I'm Ron Isley. Between the sheets, and she want to ski. And just shout with me with what I thought was pee. She rolled the D, her water broke B. Not pregnant, but baptized me. I'm down for more love, but change the sheet. She said, please, I want more. Next thing I know, mattress dripping the floor from her juices. Oral had me stoned. Had a Corinne and Medusa in one. And when I look in her eyes, between her thighs, shit won't buy. I rob and take it for me to taste it. Red Lobster, pussy, biscuit, freshly baked. Eat that coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her. I eat her coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her. Suck my nuts when I wake up. Got morning wood and I just bust one. In mahogany, I'm Ron Isley. Between the sheets, she want to ski and just shout with me with what I thought was pee. She rolled the D, her water broke B. Not pregnant, but baptized me. I'm down for more love, but change the sheet. She said, please, I want more. Next thing I know, mattress dripping the floor from her juices. Oral had me stoned, had a Corinne and Medusa in one. And when I look in her eyes, between her thighs, I tell you no lie, ain't shit won't buy. I rob and take it for me to taste it. Red Lobster, pussy, biscuit, freshly baked. Eat that coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her. No palm trees in the palms of dealers and fiends. Late night roam the streets. Weed is weaker, but it's cheaper. Not many chicks frontin' like divas. Out west, every chick's a model like Eva, and you know I'm far from believing her, so I'm G'ing her like she G'ing me. Banging in LA is a different thing. At the end, you either dead on the bang, getting out, doing better things. On Sunset, where they hang, Hollywood, where they hustle for change. Times Square here, it's the same. No matter where you go, you'll find a lane. On the west, they kick it with Kane. On the east, trees the social thing. East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your raps, roll it up. If you rap, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your glasses, take a toast. If you rap, East Coast. When I'm on the west and I'm doing my thing, don't offer me coke or your nose I bang. Friends don't offer other deadly things. Thanks for the hospitality, we'll still hang. I won't judge you, leave me as I came. On the road to success, top of the game. Eat all the finer things in the food chain. Teach my kids to do the same. Whether East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your raps, roll it up. If you rap, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your glasses, take a toast. If you rap, East Coast. Gotta love life, they offer wonderful things. Being to travel is a privileged thing. Came back to the east, air wasn't fresh. Streets filled with trash, various people in the eye. It's easy to tell who's upper middle class. Police and racism, same as crash. Back to where they not social, where they less vocal. When they don't know you, be careful, show you around the East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your raps, roll it up. If you rap, East Coast, whether East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Pop your bottles and toss the cork. If you rap, West Coast. Both coasts are known to give you fame. Got paparazzi playing cameras your way. Got you bobbing and weaving like Cassius Clay. Most thugs turn Muslim in older days. Change their name to Allah they pray. Probably till they decay. This go out to the east and west. For Big and Pac, y'all let's connect. Whether East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. Grab your raps, roll it up. If you rap, West Coast. Whether East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. You can't get the West without the ES. So it's manifested that we connect. You know what it is. Choke, no joke. Learn from mistakes, baby. You know what it is. Greg on the track. Rest in peace, baby. Either war, we here now. You know what it is.
Joe, no joke, about to do a little smile treatment, you know. Yeah. Oh, shit,
Girl, why'd you have to leave me that way? I love you to this day, and it hurts to think of the words you used to say. Girl, why'd you have to leave me so long? I never did you wrong. Sorry, Diddy. Oh, buddy, you can sing all you want. That love album, it ain't no love coming from Cassie right now, brother. Oh, Diddy, man. Damn, Diddy, 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 Diddy. Damn, Diddy. Oh, Diddy. Choke, no joke. I'm in the building. You already know. I see Elizabeth B is in the building. I see Adrena's in the building. My man Piggity the Piggity Pat is in the building. All right. Cinnamon looking real spicy in the building. Creole in the building. Wilson in the building, repping Mag. All right. Boogie Brown in the building. Tina, what up? Kathleen, what up? Love Angel, what up? Reese, what up? Joel King, what up? Vision It. Fred Jenkins, Agent 9, Payday, Michelle Frizzy. Y'all all know Riz Lyris first in the building. Dre Hahn, Miss Spaz. You know what it is. Choke, no joke. I am in the building, man. Woo. And tonight, Diddy. I never thought I'd get to see this day, man, where I get to tell y'all, I told you. Like all the stories that I've been telling y'all over the last 25 years about the industry. It seems like they all coming out. And the best part of it for me is I never succumbed to it or sold my soul to it or gave up my back pocket to it or my jaws to it. And it's like all those who I would have to say allegedly did, it's like the devil got a receipt and he bringing they shit. For Diddy, this is one of them receipts that he didn't get to burn. The Cassie receipt. Pow! And this one here falls in the same week of the Jada Pinkett and Will Smith one. And it's like all the stuff that I've been telling y'all over these years about this industry, like the dark side of it, is like it's coming to light. Revelations. You know, hold on quick. Aaron, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. Appreciate the love. Oh, yeah, I do remember that my documentary is out right now. I re-released it. The Hip Hop Nucleus, a documentary on the legendary Tunnel nightclub. If you have not seen it and you always wanted to see the Tunnel documentary, it's on Amazon Prime right now. You know what I'm saying? Go check that out. I think you can rent it for like $2 or something like that on there. So support your boy. Let me turn this Instagram on. What up, y'all? Choke No Joke. I'm live on YouTube. You already know. Son of a bucket, what up? I am Bilan, what up? All right, Justice for Pac, what up? Kudo, what up? Love Bennett, what up? Choke No Joke, I'm live on YouTube, all right? Instagram, y'all know what it is. All right, let's get to this, right? So, for all those who just tuning in, you know, some of y'all may not know who I am. You might just be here because you see Diddy name, but I am the legendary videographer, producer, director, Choke No Joke. All right, from the Boogie Down, Bronx, BX, New York. All right. So every day I'm dealing with the current events. I deal with uh celebrity trials and stuff like this. So I've covered the Cardi B and Tasha K, the R. Kelly, now the Tupac. Now, I guess we will be getting into Cassie suing Diddy. Now, I know everybody's been running around all crazy hearing about this story, right? And like I was saying earlier, Instagram, before y'all joined us, you know, it seems like the things that, if you know my history, you know, I've been in the game since like 95, you know, documenting at the Tunnel nightclub in New York City, you know, and my documentary is out right now, Amazon Prime. The Tunnel documentary is called The Hip Hop Nucleus, Nucleus. All right. EUS. All right. Nickel Nucleus. The Hip Hop Nucleus. Or put the Tunnel documentary or put Choke No Joke on it. And when you watch Amazon, it'll pop up. All right. I appreciate the support. Like I'm back from the tunnel all the way up. And before I even did the tunnel, I was a model and actor. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of music videos from like 92 all the way up. You know, I started, rapping, trying to shop demos and everything. So I've done a lot in the industry. And I even been around Puff a few times. And his music videos, I did probably about 4 music videos, I think, with Puff. P 2000 remix, best friend. Um, Hate Me Now with Nas. That's all I can think of right now. I know it's another one, but those are the 3 that I can think of right now. But anyway, so from a long time, I've been seeing this dude since City College days. You know what I'm saying? When that situation happened, rest in peace to all those people that lost their life in City College. So I've seen this dude go a long way. So I've been around the industry for a long time. Now, when I got to a certain level in the industry, you know, I ain't counting to what these people call the doors now, you know. And I told y'all, uh, for some of us, we call it the glass ceiling. You know, you get to a certain level and things stop because you're not willing to go the extra step to step inside the sinister side of the entertainment industry, right? So, and I'm giving y'all this back story before I get into this case, just because before I get into it, because I didn't get into it yet, and to see or to reiterate to y'all what I've been talking about over the years, to see whatever comes out and what we see in this lawsuit, to co-sign some of the things that I've been telling you, right? So you got the people that always say, oh, why every time a nigga like Puff get rich, he got to be doing some gay shit or some crazy stuff, or he got to worship the devil, this, that, and the other, right? You always get that when you're in the industry and you've been in it as long as I have, right? And you get to see a certain level of the business that other people don't see. Like some people may, it's millions of people that love Beyonce, right? But there's people that work very close to her that might, allegedly say, oh man, Beyonce, she's a prick, and you, the fan that never even fucking been in a room with her, like, no one can tell you anything bad about this person because until you first experience it yourself, you wouldn't believe any of these actions could exist. Now, even now with Cassie, there's going to be people saying, oh, she's lying. Oh, she just won Diddy money. Oh, she left and now the grass ain't green on the other side, right? Oh, she missed that lifestyle. Oh, she wanted to be Carisha, you know. She wanted her spot back for Carisha. These are just things I'm just thinking in my head that people would say to combat what Cassie was in Cassidy's lawsuit, right? Because as fans, they can't never fathom that Diddy could be this person that she's paying, right? Oh, why did she stay with him this long? You know what I'm saying? And then, not to sidebar too far, but then when you hear the rumors of him having some involvement in Kim Porter's death, when we go through this lawsuit, keep that in mind when we go through this lawsuit of some of the things that she say, right? Because you got to remember, even though he was with Cassie, he still was with Kim at the same time, because he went and let Kim just be free and go off and do her and be her and date whoever she wanted. The same way Cassie was being controlled, so was Kim, allegedly, right? So getting back to Cassidy and getting back to the industry. So when I tell y'all, oh, like birds of a feather flock together, so to speak, in the industry, is because those dudes that you would never think is gay, you would never, or bisexual, whatever the hell you want to call it, if they deal with men, they gay, right? So you would never think that, right? But if I tell you, oh, niggas don't fuck with me because they can't fuck on me, then I'm just a broke nigga. I'm jealous of their success. I just want to be down. Oh, like I get all that. But for the fans that can't fathom this to be true, they just look at me in that way when I'm telling you, no, nigga, if I gave up my motherfucking ass, and nigga, I'll be a multi-millionaire right now. Period. No questions. I come from the struggle. I made it successful. I made my name. I got the talent, this, that, and other. For me to get that extra lift up to the thing, I gotta go over here and play with these niggas that I don't want to play with. Because I don't play they reindeer games, right? But for the person on the outside is, oh, I'm hating. Until you see a person like Fat Joe, Nori. Fat Joe tell you it was a gay mafia, right? You don't hear him saying that shit no more, right? Nori told you it was two doors, right? You don't hear him saying that shit no more, right? Right? Because people get a second wind of success, right? So these opportunities come back around to them. Oh, remember them doors? Hey, you back at the door again. What you gonna do this time? Well, shit, I'm older now. I ain't gonna be broke. I ain't gonna be going through the hood. I'll take this one. You know what I'm saying? Same thing the other one. Now you see niggas in the White House. For what success? What the fuck have they done lately to be in the White House, to be chilling out with the vice president and the president and all these motherfuckers? Like, they came back around to those doors. Hey, remember those doors? Hey, you a little popping right now. You want to go? I'll take this one. Right? And then boom. Niggas is on networks and this, that, and the third. Right around the same people, I'm telling you, that made passes at me. So I know birds of a feather flock together. I don't care what niggas say. But you can look at how niggas change. You can look in their appearance and how they change. You can look in their mannerisms and how they change. You can look at when they around certain people, how uncomfortable they look. But for the majority of you, no, I'm hating because I'm broke. And that side of the world doesn't exist, right? It just, that side of the world only exists if you believe in jealousy and you hating, right? Until you get to this level to see it for yourself. Now, fast forward to the future. Cassie, right, has made it to the level of where I made it, right? She might have had one song, she a little something, but her career was based on walking through the doors, right? Her walking through the doors introduced her to a lifestyle that we're about to find out about. And this is why I'm prepping this before we get into her lawsuit, so y'all can understand that there's the industry, and then there's the, which I want to call Illuminati, the gay boule, the secret societies, whatever fraternity, sorority it is. This is what you're about to get a glimpse inside of it through her lawsuit, right? Now, I'm not going to be like everybody else and just get up here and report and say, oh, they. Yeah, I know how I do it, right? I'm going to bring the lawsuit, right? Man, as you can see here, this is the first time that I pulled up a case and they had this disclaimer on it. Trigger warning. This document contains highly graphic information of a sexual nature, including sexual assault. So that's my disclaimer to you right now, right? If you are triggered by sexual assaults, this document contains highly graphic information of a sexual nature, including sexual assault. So please turn off if you are a person that get triggered, because I don't want nobody to get no trauma of, from Cassie's experience dealing with Sean Combs and Bad Boy Entertainment, who in Bad Boy Records and Epic Records, Combs Enterprise LLC, and DOE Corpse, allegedly, right? So before I get into it, I'm letting y'all know I'm coming with the facts. I'm not like everybody else just get up here and just gossip. Oh, Cassie suing them. We're going to go through the lawsuit, right? But as we go through it, remember, she got through the doors. She got to be a part of that fraternity, sorority, to be amongst these other elite people, right? So remember, when I'm going through this lawsuit, remember, this ain't just your normal relationship, right? This is something much more deeper and sinister, allegedly, right? But as you can see, there's a trigger warning on this goddamn lawsuit, right? Now, here's the other half of what we're about to get into. Now, for people like Diddy and even Cassie, to even go and join these sororities and fraternities or Illuminati, whatever y'all want to call it, right? I don't call it Illuminati. Illuminati is a blanket name for a whole bunch of secret societies to me. Whatever y'all choose to call the entertainment shit sector of it, right? Now, she wouldn't be able to see these things if she didn't walk through the doors. Now, like I said, for me, I'm okay with the success that God gives me. I don't want the satanic steroids, right? Because this is what it double backs to, right? And I always tell y'all, when you sell your soul in this shit, in this entertainment shit, however y'all want to call it, right? Sell your soul, whatever, go through the doors, get inducted into a fraternity, whatever, however you want to view it, however you want, it's different names for it, you whatever, right? I'm just going to say, when you sell your soul to the devil, Lucifer, Satan, whoever you may go, the dark side, right? There comes a price with it. They say when you sell your soul to the devil, he got a receipt. And at any given time, he'll get a receipt. Now I told y'all, niggas that for me, I said, I'm not going to keep preaching this stuff, because whatever niggas or whatever people spirituality is, that's their business. They gonna have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to keep harping on it, because a lot of y'all don't believe it, right? So, and I tell you, people like Puff is necessary in this. Why? This is another reason why, right? You're about to see why he's necessary, because there's an example to be made out of him, right? I told y'all this. Motherfuckers like him is necessary. Why? For you to learn what to do and what not to do, right? Same thing with Jay-Z. I told you, I ain't got to keep harping on the nigga spirituality or sexuality or anything like that, because when them niggas, when they go through those doors and you get the success from those people, the dark side, you don't ride off into the sunset. It don't. The end of the movie don't end like that. Ask Whitney, ask Michael, ask Prince, right? Kobe, right? Whether you choose to believe it or not, but when you look at how it ends for these people that you think that was so great at what they did, but when you really look at it, and you really look at their career, and then you look around, let's get back to Puff for example. This nigga lured Biggie to LA and had him out there, and that was the most dangerous place in the world for him to go, right? And everybody thought it was a bad idea, but Puff, right? You got Craig Mack, right? Who jumped off Bad Boy, you know what I'm saying? And then got thrown to the side, like, oh, nigga, Biggie bigger than you now. So yeah, you got us popping, but this nigga got it now. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? And it could just go on and 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 on, right? Then you get the shines, all this different stuff. But once again, these people on the dark side, they make you big. And then when they get tired of you, they pull the rug from under your feet, right? So once again, most of these dudes do not get to ride off in the sunset. Now, Puff today, he got the liquor lawsuit going against him because he turned on those people. That started the domino effect. Then you got the Tupac situation out right now, right? And he looking like he could slip through that, right? Now, nobody would have ever thought that Cassie would be able to come and do what Kim Porter was probably about to do, and mysteriously loses her life. And the day she died, Puff was with her. But the police came, they picked him up, they took him downtown, and then they said he wasn't a suspect. And they let him go. But he was with her when she died. So now you're about to get a glimpse which is kind of exciting for me, but I don't want to be excited about nobody's trauma or anything. But where my excitement comes in at is I've been telling y'all this shit about the industry for a long time. I told y'all Puff came on to me, right? At Steve Rifkin house. Nobody, I would be just hating, or I'm just jealous, or I'm broke. When coming from me, you're not gonna believe it. Because I don't wear a fucking bunch of chains and jewelry, and I ain't driving a fucking Maybach and taking private jets. I would just be hating, right? But now, what this opens up the side of the industry that y'all all been hearing about, and I know it without even reading the lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? Why I know it? Because she's on the other side of the door in a relationship with a dude that's on the other side of the door that y'all would never hear about until she do this, a lawsuit. And I'm surprised that she didn't sign the NDA. And maybe she did, and the lawsuit supersedes her NDA. But let's get into it, okay? Let's get into this lawsuit. And do remember, my documentary is on Amazon Prime right now on the Tunnel, right? The Tunnel documentary is on Amazon Prime. It's called The Hip Hop Nucleus. Make sure y'all support that, please. Here we go. Let me read my copyright disclaimer just in case. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, common news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit educational or personal use tips. The balance in favor of fair use. Okay, let's get into Cassie's lawsuit against Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Diddy Combs of Bad Boy Records, Bad Boy LLC, Bad Boy Entertainment, Epic Records, Combs Enterprises LLC, and DOE Corps or Doe Corps. 1 to 10 defendants. Okay. Plaintiff Cassandra Ventura, Miss Ventura, hereby alleges as and for her complaint against defendant Sean Combs, Mr. Combs, Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Records, Epic Records, Combs Enterprises, LLC, and Dole Corporations, 1 to 10, together defendant corporations, and together with Mr. Combs, defendants as follows. Preliminary statement. Defendant Sean Combs is a rapper and an executive popularly known by his stages names Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, or Diddy. Mr. Combs came to fame in the early 1990s with his record label Bad Boy Records. He rose to prominence in the music entertainment industry over the decades and is regularly referred to as a hip hop mogul. In 2022, Mr. Combs received the Lifetime Achievement Award at BET Awards. During his acceptance speech, Mr. Combs stated, I have to give a special shout out. Thank you, love to the people that was really there for me. He named a number of people before adding, and also Cassie for holding me down in the dark times. Love. Gotta watch what you say on these goddamn award shows, bro. Number 3, truth, however, is that Cassie, Miss Cassandra Ventura, was held down by Mr. Combs and endured over a decade of his violent behavior and disturbed demands. For Mrs. Ventura, the dark times were those she spent trapped by Mr. Combs and a cycle of abuse, violence, and sex trafficking. Oh, shit. Sex trafficking. Here come the Rico. Here come the Rico. They're about to R. Kelly this nigga. Oh, here come the Rico. Among other violent crimes and unlawful acts, Mr. Combs raped Miss Ventura in her own home after she tried to leave him. Often punched, beat, kicked, and stomped on Miss Ventura, resulting in bruises, burst lips, black eyes, and bleeding. Blew up a man's car after he learned that he was romantically interested in Miss Ventura. Forced Mrs. Ventura to engage in sex acts with male sex workers while masturbating and filming the encounters. You want to be in the music business? Ran out of his apartment with a firearm in pursuit of a rival industry executive whom he learned was nearby. Oh, Puffy. Puffy. Demanded that Ms. Ventura carry his firearm in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is. And introduced Ms. Ventura to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol and substance abuse and require her to procure illicit prescriptions to satisfy his own addictions. Number 4, Ms. Ventura met Mr. Combs in 2005 when she was 19 years old and he was 37 years old. What? Oh, they about to R. Kelly this nigga. They about to go. Yo, this is the end of Puff, y'all. There's criminal charges coming out of this shit. Watch. He signed her to his label, Bad Boy Records, within a few years. Lured Mrs. Ventura into ostentatious. I don't know what this word is. I gotta find it. I need to know what that means. Ostentatious. That's how you pronounce it. Characterized by vulgar or presentations displayed designed to impress or attract notice. into an ostentatious, fast-paced, and drug-fueled lifestyle and into a romantic relationship with him. Her boss, one of the most powerful men in the entertainment industry, and a vicious, cruel, and controlling man nearly 2 decades her senior. Whoa. Mr. Combs asserted complete control over Mrs. Ventura's personal and professional life, thereby ensuring her inability to escape his hold. He provided unprecedented avenues for success for the aspiring artist, but in return, demanding obedience, loyalty, and silence. Throughout their relationship, Mr. Combs was prone to uncontrollable rage and frequently beat Miss Ventura savagely. These beatings were witnessed by Mr. Combs' staff and employees of Bad Boy Entertainment and Mr. Combs' related businesses, but no one dared to speak up against their frightening and ferocious boss. Hey, Gene, was you there, Gene, at this time? We got to ask Gene about this. I don't think Gene was there around at that time. Hell no. Cassie time? That's way after Big is gone. Following these episodes of horrific abuse, Mr. Combs would immediately attempt to hide Miss Ventura and the evidence of his violent rage. He often showered her with gifts following incidents of physical violence, a typical pattern of behavior by serial abusers. In addition to the physical assaults, Mr. Combs frequently reminded Mrs. Ventura of his ability to cause serious harm, whether by requiring her to carry his gun in her purse, or by blowing up the car of a musician that was romantically interested in Mrs. Ventura. Adding insult to injury, Mr. Combs used illegal substances and threats of violence to force Miss Ventura into repeated unwanted sexual encounters with male sex workers. Diddy? You talking about the Love album, nigga. Over the years, Mr. Combs abused Miss Ventura physically and sexually. She again and again tried to escape his tight hold over her life. Every time she hid, Mr. Combs' vast network of corporations, affiliated entities found her, and those who worked for Mr. Combs' companies implored her to return to him. Many went as far as to explicitly state that her failure to return to Mr. Combs would hinder her success to the entertainment industry. When she believed that she had finally separated from her longtime abuser, she joined Mr. Combs for a dinner, after which he forced her into her home and raped her while she repeatedly said no and tried to push him away. Miss Ventura has now fully escaped Mr. Combs, but the harm that assaults and sexual abuse has caused her to experience for nearly a decade will forever haunt her. She has required extensive medical and psychological care to recover from the trauma she lived through. She cannot, however, continue to live in silence about what she endured. Mr. Combs remains immensely powerful and immensely dangerous. Mrs. Ventura therefore seeks justice for the decade of her life that Mr. Combs took away from her with threats of violence, excessive use of drugs, physical and psychological abuse, and sexual slavery. Damn. Accordingly, Mrs. Ventura brings this action seeking injunctive, declaratory, and monetary relief against defendants in violation of federal sex traffic laws. Oh, shit. Of federal sex trafficking laws, New York State human rights laws, executive human rights laws, the Gender Motivated Violence Act, New York City Administration, the New York Services for Victims of Human Trafficking, New York Service, Sexual Abuse and Cover-Up Accountability Act, and the California Trafficking Victims Protection Act. Oh, they going, this is the RICO, bro. This is the shit they got R. Kelly on. Oh, he's fucked. Jurisdiction and venue. This court has jurisdiction pursuant to and 1343 as this action asserts violations and therefore federal questions regarding the deprivation of plaintiff rights. The court has supplement jurisdiction over plaintiffs' related claims arising under the state and city law pursuant to 28 USC. Venue is proper in this court because a substantial part of the events or admission giving rise to this action, including the unlawful employment practices and intentional and negligent tortious conduct alleged herein, occurred in this district. Plaintiff parties. Plaintiff Cassandra Ventura is a resident of the states of California and Connecticut and was employed by defendants Bad Boy Records and Bad Boy Entertainment and related entities. At the relevant times herein, Ms. Ventura met the definition of an employee of the defendants under all relevant statutes. Defendant Sean Combs, upon information and belief, resides within the state of California. At all relevant times herein, Mr. Combs met the definition of an employer of plaintiff under all relevant statutes. Defendant Bad Boy Entertainment is a music media entertainment company founded by the defendant Sean Combs, which includes the record label Defendant Bad Boy Records, LLC. At all relevant times, defendant was an employer or plaintiff within the meaning of all applicable statutes. Excuse me. Defendant Bad Boy Records LLC is a Delaware limited liability company with a principal place of business located in New York, New York. At all relevant times, defendant was an employer or plaintiff within the meaning of all applicable statutes. Defendant Epic Records is a New York-based record label owned by Sony Music Entertainment, a subsidiary of Sony Corporations of America. At all relevant times, defendant was an employer of the plaintiff within the meaning of all applicable statutes. Defendant Combs Enterprises, LLC, a New York limited liability. Same thing. These are all the companies that she's suing. Defendant Doe Corporations, 1 and 10 are corporations and are entities affiliated with associated with defendant Sean Combs and the defendant corporations. Factual allegations. Teenaged Miss Ventura meets middle-aged Mr. Combs as her career begins. Oh, they threw her into teenage age, like to make her look like she underage. Miss Ventura met Mr. Combs in the late 2005 or early 2006. That's when I was producing Rap City. After Mr. Combs heard Mrs. Ventura's first single playing in the club and expressed interest in signing her to his label, Bad Boy Records. At the time, Miss Ventura was 19 years old. Mr. Combs was 37 years old. Within months, in February of 2006, Miss Ventura signed a 10-album deal with Mr. Combs' record label. Damn, how old is Carisha when she got with this nigga? Because if he got with Cassie at 37 and she was like 19 in her early 20s, didn't he get with Carisha in her early 20s? And he got to be like 50 because he was with Cassie for like 10 years. So he would be like 47. He had to meet Carisha at least like 50. Dealing with a 20-year-old. Within months, in February 2006, Miss Ventura was signed a 10-album deal with Mr. Combs' record label. Who was signed a 10-album deal with this nigga? Like, well, you know what? Everybody didn't know. Everybody's not smart. Mrs. Ventura's first album, Cassie, was released in August 2006, debuting at number 4, on the U.S. Billboard 200. To promote the album, Mrs. Ventura made television appearances on MTV's Total Request Live and BET's 106 in Park. Mrs. Ventura suffered from significant performance anxiety during these appearances, and press outlets were highly critical of Mrs. Ventura's performances on these shows. Yeah, because she wasn't really a performer like that. She was very stiff and yeah, I remember those days. I was at BET then. Mr. Combs, however, sought to rehabilitate his newly signed talent, telling MTV News, "You can hear the nervousness in her voice. And to be honest, I kind of smiled at it because it made me really appreciate what I really love about her. She's a regular person. It just made me appreciate that she got nervous, and it was kind of cute to me, to be honest. You got to understand that success for her is coming out of nowhere. It's just so huge, and sometimes everybody handles it differently." While clearly paternalistic and knowing that it was cute to him how regular Miss Ventura appeared, Mr. Combs' comments rang true to some extent. Upon signing with Bad Boy Records, Miss Ventura was quickly thrust into the spotlight and was unfamiliar with how to navigate her new celebrity status. Mr. Combs' recognition and glorification of Mrs. Ventura's naivete proved to set the groundwork for his manipulative and coerced romantic and sexual relationship with Mrs. Ventura, a woman nearly 2 decades his junior. Within a year of signing with Bad Boy Records, Mr. Combs became deeply enriched in Miss Ventura's life, almost immediately asserting possession and control over her, and inserting himself into all aspects of her career and her personal life. In November 2006, Mr. Combs invited Mrs. Ventura to perform his song Come to Me along with him at the MTV Europe Music Awards in Copenhagen, Denmark. After rehearsal for the performance, Mr. Combs walked around in the robe with the drink in his hand, flaunting his lavish party lifestyle to his label's newly signed artists. During hair and makeup leading up to the performance, Miss Ventura's hairstylist and Mr. Combs' makeup artist told Miss Ventura that Mr. Combs was interested in Miss Ventura. Miss Ventura shrugged off the gossip and, in fact, expressed disgust given the large age gap between her and the president of the record label. Emphasizing the age and the power dynamic early on in the working relationship, Mr. Combs positioned himself as a father figure and a protector of Miss Ventura. By the way of example, after returning to New York after a trip to Las Vegas, during which he endured a brief hospital stay, Miss Ventura, who by then was fully healthy, went out on the club with her friends. When Mr. Combs saw her out, he reprimanded her, telling her to go home and take care of herself. At the time, Miss Ventura thought that her record label was looking out for her well-being and that Mr. Combs had her best interest in mind. Mr. Combs also ensured he was intertwined with Miss Victoria's personal and social life, for instance, by inviting himself to Mrs. Ventura's 21st birthday party in Las Vegas. He also brought along famous musicians and producers, thereby flaunting his celebrity status and influence in front of a young, impressionable Miss Ventura. Although Mr. Combs knew that Miss Ventura was in a relationship at the time, and even though he was publicly in a relationship with Kim Porter, Mr. Combs nevertheless pursued Miss Ventura. At an after party in a hotel suite following Mrs. Ventura's 21st birthday party, Mr. Combs pulled Miss Ventura into a bathroom and forcibly kissed her. Miss Ventura did not consent to this unwanted contact. She immediately ran out of the bathroom in the hotel suite and cried. She told her best friend at the time about what happened, but was too scared to tell anyone else. At the Video Music Awards the following day, Miss Ventura's boyfriend at the time joined her and Mr. Combs at a table at the award ceremony. Mr. Combs became angry, telling Miss Ventura that the invitation to the awards ceremony was only for her and not for her significant other. Now, was that Stevie or was that what's the Ryan Leslie? Because I think she was dating either Stevie or Ryan Leslie, one or the other. That's who Puff took her from. I can't remember. It might have been Ryan Leslie. I don't damn. I know Stevie was dating her too. I can't remember. All right. Despite her clear rejection of Mr. Combs, Mr. Combs lures Miss Ventura into a relationship. Despite her clear rejection of Mr. Combs' advances, Mr. Combs continued to demand Miss Ventura spend time with him, including for a weekend at Mr. Combs' residence in Miami and for nights out in New York City. One particular night around September 2007, Mr. Combs insisted on taking Miss Ventura out. Miss Ventura acquiesced, fearing, I don't know what that word means. I gotta look that word up too. Acquiesced. Accept something reluctantly, but without protest. Let's have her acquiesce. Miss Ventura acquiesced, fearing that rejecting Mr. Combs' request would have repercussions for her album deal with Mr. Combs and his company, Bad Boy Records. Mr. Combs picked up Miss Ventura from her apartment in Manhattan in a blue luxury vehicle. That might have been that blue Bentley convertible joint. Miss Ventura was surprised that when she got into the car, Mr. Combs was already inebriated. He handed her a pill and told her to take it. When Miss Ventura asked what the pill was, Mr. Combs dismissed her and told her she would like it. She later learned that the pill was ecstasy, something Miss Ventura had never before tried and did not want to try. This was the first time Mr. Combs got Miss Ventura high. These niggas, man, they can't get a motherfucking chick without fucking drugging them, boy, or getting them drunk. Weak ass niggas. Mr. Combs then proceeded, allegedly. Mr. Combs then proceeded to drive recklessly at a very high speeds down the West Side Highway of Manhattan. Miss Ventura was very scared, but did not dare to object to Mr. Combs, who appeared to be drunk, high, and agitated. Mr. Combs took Mr. Combs took Miss Ventura to an upscale lounge in downtown Manhattan, where he proceeded to get into an altercation with security staff who would not permit Mr. Combs to enter, presumably because he was belligerent. Miss Ventura decided to go home, but for the remainder of the night, Mr. Combs messaged Miss Ventura incessantly complaining that he left him high and alone. I guess that she left him high and alone. In early fall 2007, Mr. Combs flexed his power and influence when he paid a promoter to create a fake flyer for a party hosted by Miss Ventura. This fake posting allowed Miss Ventura to have an excuse to go to Miami, Florida, and get away from her boyfriend by using the guise of a legitimate event she had to attend. Miss Ventura was stunned at how easily Mr. Combs was able to recruit others to lie for him. Miss Ventura was uncomfortable with the fake flyer, but because the request to go to Miami was made by the owner of a record label, and because she was scared to go against her wishes and face repercussions to her nascent career, Miss Ventura agreed to join Mr. Combs in Florida. During this trip, Mr. Combs provided Miss Ventura with copious amounts of drugs. She became more intoxicated than she ever had before, and her intoxication lasted throughout the weekend trip, as she wanted Mr. Combs to continue to support her career, as she felt she could not refuse Mr. Combs urging her to take more drugs. After providing her with drugs, Mr. Combs had sexual intercourse with Miss Ventura during this trip. Now, I don't know if y'all remember Irv Gotti on the Drink Champs, right? And they was talking, I think Noriega was asking Irv about cocaine or something. Do you have any cocaine stories? And Irv says to Noriega, y'all want to know who could do some drugs? And they like, who? And this is when they on revolt. This nigga say, Puff. Yo, that nigga Puff could do some drugs. This is what Irv Gotti says on Drink Champs. So seeing all this is like, there's no doubt in my mind that this is true, right? But this is, once again, going through those doors. The cocaine's going to be in front of you. It ain't weed no more. It's cocaine, it's ecstasy, it's Molly, it's Percocets, it's all kind of drugs. And now for me, I don't take drugs. I don't use drugs. I never use drugs a day in my life. So why am I going to be around them? Why are they going to allow me to see them sniffing and shit if I ain't sniffing? Why am I going to be around them all high on ecstasy and Percocets and everything, and I'm sober? But for y'all, it's just I'm just hating. You know what I'm saying? I'm broke because I don't want to sniff coke. I'm broke because I don't want to pop pills. But these are the things that you got to do to be around the circle, so they know that you ain't going to tell on them because you're doing what they doing. Right? Now, in this lawsuit, I'm not going to say that everything that she's saying is the truth. I believe a lot of it, but some people are pressured into taking drugs just to look cool. Me, it ain't no looking cool. I remember one time Charlamagne told the story about how he was hanging out with some people and they put cocaine in the room, and when it came around to him, he put it on the table. He went like this and swept it on the floor. Like, A bunch of niggas is sitting around watching you, and you telling me you sniffed and fake sniffed it and swept it on the floor. So I mean, and then the next time you think you're going to be able to do that, at some point you're going to have to fucking really sniff it because they're going to say, "Hey, nigga, you sniffed with us last night, man. Come on, hit it, man." And they all in your face like, "This guy ain't hit it." It ain't no sweeping it on the floor. So it's no, nigga, I don't do coke. And I told y'all about the story I went through in Hollywood. And I'll reiterate it in 160 seconds real quick. I'm producing the show out in Hollywood. One of the people on the show said, "Hey, man, hey, you want to party?" And I'm like, "Yeah, hell yeah, I want to party." After the shoot, you know, we're going to party. You want to party? Hell yeah, I want to party. I'm thinking party is say ho, ho, getting up on some ass. They take me to a mansion house, a mansion. So I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be a mansion party. I get in there. Yes, there's people in there. Dude take me to the back. He pulled out a little doggy bag, a blue cellophane doggy bag. He opened it up. And he was like, "Here." And I'm like, "Fuck is that?" Like, it's fucking cocaine, heroin, pills, ecstasy, Percocet. This motherfucker got a drugstore in a little blue sandwich bag. And he's like, and I'm like, "What's that?" And he's like, "You said you want to party, right?" He's like, you said you want to party, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to party." Oh, party means do hard drugs. I'm from the Bronx, New York. Party to me is a house party. Like us going to dance up on some ass. I didn't know party in California means to do hard drugs. I'm sorry. That nigga's looking at me like, "Oh shit. I just offered the director and the producer fucking cocaine and pills and shit all." And I'm like, "Yo, brother." It was a white boy too. Uh, I was like, "I'm not here to judge you. I ain't gonna tell nobody. You go ahead and have a good time. I'm gonna go over here, have me a drink, and listen to the music." And that's that. You know what I'm saying? But going through that door, you see that these dudes, they be changed. I don't want to throw nobody under the bus. But if you've been paying attention to a certain podcast and you be seeing one of the hosts around, you can see that that dude he be coked up, sweating like a motherfucker and shit, acting all like weird, and like you could tell he be coked up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say no names. Y'all know who it is if you pay attention. If you've been around people that do coke and you know, or if you hustled and you know what a cokehead actions are, they movements are, they languages, I'm sure y'all see it. Prior to them going through the door, they wasn't acting like that. Instagram, I'm live on YouTube. We going over the Cassie lawsuit, the facts. Not out here speculating. We going over we reading the lawsuit. So y'all can join us, all right? Please hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We're not done yet with the lawsuit. I had to start my Instagram back over. And the Tunnel documentary is out right now on Amazon Prime. Make sure y'all go check that out. The Hip Hop Nucleus. The Hip Hop Nucleus. The Tunnel documentary is out. The Hip Hop Nucleus on Amazon Prime. Make sure y'all go watch that tonight. "50 years of hip hop." I had to re-release my doc. You know what I mean? You got everybody in there from Jay-Z to Nas, Snoop Dogg, Big Cat, Funk Master Flex, Johnny Walker Red, Mobb Deep, Cormega, Method Man, Redman, Eve, Lil Kim. Oh man, they all in there. All right, make sure y'all check that out. DJ Scratch, the DJ Twins. If they all in there, man, make sure y'all go check that out. Make sure y'all go check that out. The Tunnel documentary is out right now, Amazon Prime. All right. All right, let's get back into this, man. During this trip to Miami, Mr. Combs provided I read that part. All right. All right. So after providing her with drugs, Mr. Combs had sexual intercourse with Ms. Ventura during this trip. Yeah, and they allegedly drugged up that ecstasy, that Molly, that'll make you sleep with a damn dog. From what I'm hearing, I hear it makes you super horny. And if she drunk and high and all that shit, of course he getting that ass. Within 2 years of meeting Mr. Combs, Miss Ventura found herself lured into the immediate circle of her boss, the owner of her record label and one of the most powerful men in the entertainment industry. Mr. Combs exerts control over Miss Ventura's career and personal life. From the very start of their relationship, Mr. Combs exerted his powerful influence over Miss Ventura. This dynamic was fueled by a nearly 20-year age difference. Sheesh. He's old enough to date his son. As well as their relative positions in the entertainment industry, Mr. Combs considered it a music mogul and Miss Ventura at the very start of her career as an entertainer. Mr. Combs' aggressive and demanding approach to those he worked with made it impossible for anyone to challenge him. And Miss Ventura soon learned that Mr. Combs insisted on blind loyalty from everyone in his inner circle. Although Mrs. Ventura had saved up some earnings from her young modeling career, Mr. Combs' ostentatious display of wealth was intimidating to her. Mr. Combs paid for things with wads of cash and would repeatedly tell Mrs. Ventura, "Don't worry about money. I have money." Mr. Combs expensed lavish vacations for him and Miss Ventura, purchased a car for her, paid for her apartment, and provided her with extensive amounts of designer clothing. Around 2008 or 2009, Mr. Combs began to rent an apartment in Manhattan for Miss Ventura. The apartment was within walking distance of Mr. Combs' New York residence. He first showed Miss Ventura the apartment by bringing her there along with her parents. Miss Ventura's parents were skeptical of the mogul's display of wealth, but proud of their daughter's newfound success. Around 2010, Mr. Combs similarly paid for an apartment for Miss Ventura in Los Angeles, which was located about 5 minutes away from Mr. Combs' residence. This nigga's a controlling ass nigga right here, boy. God damn. And nigga, she can't move in with you. What the fuck? Well, he do got kids and shit. Well, that don't matter. If she is girl, she is girl. He paid for many of her apartments in California and also purchased a Jaguar for her around 2013 or 2014. All aspects of Miss Ventura's life were controlled by either Mr. Combs or his management companies. Every event Miss Ventura attended, from the travel to the makeup and the clothing, was paid for directly by Mr. Combs and his affiliated companies. There's some girls right now like, she's stupid. What? Psh, that nigga could have gave me all the drugs in the world. He bought her a Jaguar? She's stupid. Y'all know some of y'all girls out there saying that right now. Compounding this all-encompassing intrusion into her life, Mr. Combs secured his control over the young and impressionable Ms. Ventura by introducing her to the drug-fueled lifestyle that kept her complacent and compliant. Mr. Combs first introduced Ms. Ventura to opioids. Is that opioids? Opioids around 2008, and would often have pills and other drugs out in the open like candy. God damn. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs has been addicted to prescription painkillers and took ecstasy frequently. At first, Ms. Ventura was giving up the prescription that Mr. Combs received from a doctor in Miami, Florida. Eventually, when Mr. Combs exhausted his supply of pills, he demanded that Ms. Ventura procure prescriptions from this Miami doctor in her own name. Mr. Combs also became deeply involved in Ms. Ventura's personal life, where his personal staff attended to Ms. Ventura's day-to-day travel and other needs, including medical care. On multiple occasions, Mr. Combs had Ms. Ventura's personal medical records sent directly to his email address. For instance, when Ms. Ventura began experiencing memory loss, potentially due to excessive drug use and or head injuries caused by Mr. Combs' beatings, and described below, her MRI results were provided directly to Mr. Combs. Mr. Combs also repeatedly arranged for his staff to drive Ms. Ventura to certain doctor's appointments. In this way, Mr. Combs exerted ownership over Ms. Ventura, as another example of the ways in which he manipulated Ms. Ventura and ensured obedience early on in their, they going straight out to R. Kelly fucking send this nigga to jail, boy. Puff getting ready to go to jail, bro. This ain't gonna be about just no money. Watch, they gonna bring charges up on this motherfucker. And then you give it a week or less. There's gonna be about 3 to 5 more women coming up. Probably 3 is some men. They gonna pop out too. It might be Bentley. You never know who the fuck is gonna be. But some more people about to come, and then it's gonna turn into an R. Kelly situation. In this way, Mr. Combs exerted ownership over Ms. Ventura. As an example of the ways in which he manipulated Ms. Ventura and ensured obedience early on in their relationship, he asked Ms. Ventura what she called her grandfather. When Mr. Ventura said that she referred to her grandfather as Pop Pop, Mr. Combs profusely insisted that Ms. Ventura referred to him with that nickname. Ew. The fuck? That's so weird. Mr. Combs and Mrs. Ventura's relationship becomes violent and abusive. What started as a whirlwind of celebrity meetings and drug and alcohol-fueled parties, however, quickly turned into frightening and violent. Ms. Ventura was also exposed to the intense violence that pervaded Mr. Combs' rise to fame. For example, on one occasion when Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura were using drugs together in his home, one of the security staff barged in and announced that Suge Knight, a longtime rival of Mr. Combs, was spotted at Mel's Drive-In Diner in Los Angeles. Mr. Combs began to get dressed, retrieved multiple guns from a safe, and ran out of his home to where he believed Mr. Knight was dining. Ms. Ventura became terrified and began to cry. Oh shit, Puff. Nigga, your ass is new moon grass. Oh shit. Oh shit. This is about to tie right into the fucking Tupac shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. This is getting ready to tie right into the Tupac shit. Here it go. Here it go. Oh shit. This is gonna tie right in. That's gonna tie right into the Tupac shit. This shit couldn't have came out at a better time. Oh, he's fucked. He's fucked. Oh, he's so fucked. Oh, he's so fucked. Oh, he's so fucked. He's fucked. He's fucked. Oh, he's fucked. Oh, he's so fucked. Miss Ventura was also exposed to the expense violence that pervaded Mr. Combs to rise to fame. For example, on one occasion, Mr. Combs and Miss Ventura were using drugs together in his home. One of the security staff barged in and announced that Suge Knight, a longtime rival of Mr. Combs, was spotted at Mel's Drive-In Diner in Los Angeles. Mr. Combs began to get dressed, retrieved multiple guns from a safe, and ran out of his home to where he believed Mr. Knight was dining. Miss Ventura became terrified and began to cry. On at least two occasions, Mr. Combs demanded that Miss Ventura hold guns in her purse. Miss Ventura had no familiarity with guns and was petrified that the firearm would accidentally go off in her purse. There was no clear reason why Mr. Combs required her to hold his guns, except to reinforce to his young girlfriend that he was violent, powerful, and dangerous. Over the next decade, multiple times each year, Mr. Combs would violently beat Miss Ventura, leaving bruises on her body. After every instance in which he beat Miss Ventura, Mr. Combs used his money and power to orchestrate extensive efforts to hide the evidence of his abuse, including by hiding Miss Ventura in hotels for days at a time to let her bruises heal. In one such instant, after a party with Jay-Z, Mr. Combs beat Miss Ventura repeatedly in an Escalade, including by kicking and hitting her. He forced her out of the vehicle on Fifth Avenue in New York City. She was eventually able to hail a cab and get to her apartment in Manhattan, where she cried in fear, realizing there was no one she could tell about what happened at the hands of this incredibly powerful man. She spent the subsequent 3 days hiding in her apartment. In January 2009, after Combs learned that Miss Ventura spoke to another music manager at a party in Los Angeles, he became enraged. She had hoped speaking to this manager would allow her to further grow her career and that Mr. Combs would be happy for her. But instead, he became extremely angry and pulled her out of the club where the party was taking place. In the car leaving the club, Mr. Combs beat Miss Ventura, pushing her into the corner of the vehicle and stomping on her face. Oh, shit. Mr. Combs' security staff, Roger Barnes, tried to stop the beating, but was unable to de-escalate the situation. When the car arrived at Mr. Combs' residence, Miss Ventura attempted to run away, but Mr. Combs followed her and proceeded to kick her in the face. Miss Ventura was bleeding profusely and was ushered into Mr. Combs' home, where she began to throw up from the violent assault. Oh, shit. She making me want to beat this nigga ass. Upon recognizing the damage he had done and the physical evidence of his abuse, Mr. Combs panicked and forced his staff to bring Miss Ventura to a hotel suite at the London Hotel in Los Angeles, where she was required to stay for a week. During this stay, as her injuries from the beating healed, Miss Ventura began to fully realize that Mr. Combs' tremendously loyal network not only knew about and witnessed his assault, but also these witnesses were not willing to do anything meaningful to stop Mr. Combs' behavior. She recognized that she was powerless and that reporting Mr. Combs to the authority would not alter Mr. Combs' status or influence, but would merely give Mr. Combs another excuse to hurt her. While in the hotel, she asked to go home to her parents, but Mr. Combs wouldn't let her leave. She lied to her mother when asked about an online gossip forum that reported the assault. Mr. Combs proceeded to instruct his assistant to purchase excessive amounts of gifts from Ms. Ventura, which were delivered to the hotel room where she remained trapped. Ms. Ventura was terrified, isolated, and unable to see a pathway out of Mr. Combs' abusive hold on her life. She found herself becoming numb to the abuse she was experiencing and became entirely beholden to Mr. Combs' demands. She began to blindly follow his instructions out of fear of again being on the receiving end of a vicious beating. By Mr. Combs' own admission, his relationship with Miss Ventura was like Bobby and Whitney, a clear acknowledgement of unequal power dynamic and excessive domestic violence that permeated their relationship. From the outside looking in, Miss Ventura had heard others refer to her relationship with Mr. Combs as akin to Ike and Tina. Her violent and abusive partner, who also her label and therefore held her future success in his hands, had fully exerted control over every aspect of her life. Mr. Combs forces Miss Ventura into sex trafficking. Within a few months of beginning a romantic relationship with 40-year-old Mr. Combs, the 20-year-old Miss Ventura felt beholden to his whims and demands. While in New York, Mr. Combs told Miss Ventura that he wanted to engage in a fantasy of his called voyeurism. Mr. Combs said that it would turn him on if he saw Miss Ventura with another dick. The first time Mr. Combs hired a man and brought the man to his home in Los Angeles, the man, Mr. Combs, and Miss Ventura wore masquerade masks and ingested drugs. Mr. Combs directed Miss Ventura to perform sexual acts with the man while Mr. Combs watched them. He masturbated while he directed Miss Ventura and the man to do specific sexual acts. The entire encounter lasted multiple days. Multiple days? Mr. Combs began to call the arrangement a freak off or faux. He would repeatedly tell Miss Ventura random moments that he wanted a faux, and Miss Ventura was eventually expected to facilitate the location and the hiring of the male sex workers. At certain points during Miss Ventura and Mr. Combs' relationship, he would insist on a faux weekly. Mr. Combs would repeatedly tell Miss Ventura that this was our thing and our secret, that this practice was our thing and our secret. Faux would often take place in hotel suites, include at the Trump International Hotel in Columbus Circle, La Meridia in Beverly Hills, the London Hotel in Los Angeles, the Intercontinental Century City, the Intercontinental Atlanta, the Intercontinental New York City, the Warren Hotel in New York, and in Miami, the Mandarin Oriental Hotel in New York, and in Miami, the Fountain Blue in Miami, the Mandarin Oriental Hotel in New York and in Miami, the Fountain Blue in Miami, the Beverly Hills Hotel, and Shutters on the Beach in Los Angeles. That's where the RICO gonna come in, the sex trafficking. On one occasion around 2013, Mr. Combs had a faux set up at the Intercontinental Hotel in New York City, after which he was charged with tens of thousands of dollars in damages by the hotel. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs' chief of staff, Tony Fletcher, paid the invoice charged by the hotel. Miss Victoria was eventually instructed to use websites and escort services to find male sex workers to participate in the faux. Mr. Combs told Miss Ventura to search for large black penises on the website. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Woo! Lord have mercy. Diddy, Lord have mercy. Diddy like his niggas packing, allegedly. That nigga said, look for large black penises on the website. Lord have mercy. I gotta start wearing baggy jeans again, man. God damn it. These niggas is looking at niggas' packages. Sometimes Mr. Combs would pay to fly male sex workers to his location, including to multiple cities in the United States as well as abroad. He required Ms. Ventura and his staff to help him make these arrangements. Oh, they getting ready to get this nigga for RICO, bro. Oh, shit. Puff, you getting ready to go to jail, bro. You better go ahead and start tying up these little affairs you got out here, nigga. This shit is over. Mr. Combs' assistants will help to set up foes, including by setting up the hotel suites with baby oil and Astroglide. What the fuck is Astroglide? I would hate to look it up. Astroglide. Judging by the name, that shit got to be some super shit that's gliding into. Oh, God, Puffy. Astroglide? Bro, what the fuck is Astroglide? I'm not going to even look that up. I'm going to leave
That one y'all can look up. If I see baby oil, I already know Astroglide. That shit got to be some type of super lube or some shit. I don't know, man. Astroglide, boy. Now they got details like this. You got to believe it. Cookie, what's up, baby? Somebody over here said, that's lube, choke. Mr. Combs always supplied Miss Ventura and the sex workers with copious amounts of drugs before and during the foes. Miss Ventura was given ecstasy, cocaine, GHB, ketamine, marijuana, and alcohol in excessive amounts during foes, which allowed her to disassociate during these horrific encounters. It became commonplace to get 4 fluids in the days after the foes to recover from the excessive substance pushed upon her. Miss Ventura was required to dress up in lingerie for a foe, and Mr. Combs insisted she wear white nail polish to contrast her nails with the skin of the black men he hired. Oh, God, Puffy! Oh, my God. Puffy. Oh, shit. Miss Ventura was required to dress up in lingerie for an foe, and Mr. Combs insisted she wear white nail polish to contrast her nails with the skin of the black men he hired to have sex with her. During the foe, Mr. Combs would instruct Miss Ventura to pour excessive amounts of oil all over herself. Mr. Combs would then instruct Miss Ventura and the sex worker to speak to each other, and then would specifically tell Miss Ventura where to touch the sex workers. Mr. Combs would say things like, grab that big black dick, and ask her, how does it feel? As he directed her to perform for him. During the foes was freak offs if you just tuned in. During the freak offs, in addition to directing Miss Ventura and masturbating, Mr. Combs would use his phone, laptop, and tablet to film Miss Ventura having sex with the hired sex worker. He treated the forced encounter as a personal art project, adjusting the candles he used for lighting to frame the videos he took. Oh, this thing is about to be R. Kelly. While Ms. Ventura quickly deleted any photographs or videos of sex acts if they were taken on her phone, Mr. Combs repeatedly made clear that he retained many videos of Ms. Ventura during freak-offs. Even when she deleted the videos, Mr. Combs would tell Ms. Ventura that he was able to recover deleted videos from her devices. On one occasion, he sat next to her on the flight and made her watch a video that she thought she had deleted, reinforcing her inability to escape it and the immense power he held over her. Mr. Combs would pay the male sex workers a few $1,000s in cash for their services. During some freak-offs, Mr. Combs would become extremely intoxicated and would hit Ms. Ventura in front of the male sex workers. Ms. Ventura was repulsive that Mr. Combs demands, but between a physical beating and recognizing his incredible power and incredible temper, Ms. Ventura became petrified of her partner and boss and felt that she could not say no. He would present her with lavish gifts prior to or in the middle of the freak-offs, seemingly acknowledging the ways in which these 4 sexual encounters constituted work for Miss Ventura and that he needed to compensate her for this work. At one point, he had given her so many designer bracelets for freak offs, and immediately following his brutal beatings, that she felt that she was shackled by his presence. Frequently, her anxiety before a freak off would become so great that she would become physically ill, sometimes to the point of vomiting. While kneeling over the toilet, Mr. Combs would shame her into performing for him, eventually forcing her to get up and proceed with the encounter. She knew firsthand that telling Mr. Combs that she did not want to engage in freak offs was met with anger and violence. In addition to any suggestion that Miss Ventura will refuse the freak off or otherwise report Mr. Combs' abuse, was met with ultimatums by Mr. Combs, who would say that Miss Ventura could not go to the police because she had a lot to lose. Around August 2015, for example, in the middle of a surprise birthday dinner for Miss Ventura's 29th birthday, Mr. Combs insisted that Miss Ventura leave the party and go to a hotel for a freak off. When she expressed that she did not want to go, Mr. Combs had Miss Ventura cornered by his security staff in order to force her to leave with him. After this freak off, Mr. Combs and Miss Ventura went back to his hotel room that Miss Ventura was staying at, where some of Miss Ventura's friends were already hanging out. Mr. Combs was severely intoxicated, and at that point during the night, picked up one of Miss Ventura's friends like a child and dangled the friend over the balcony of the 17th floor in the hotel suite. Oh, shit. Miss Ventura and her friends were scared by Mr. Combs' erratic behavior, but Miss Ventura was heavily sedated because of the drugs she took to participate in the freak off, and therefore was unable to respond to Mr. Combs' terrifying behavior. The freak off became work for Miss Ventura, and despite her protestations, Mr. Combs insisted on protestations. Mr. Combs insisted on these intricately staged and forced sexual encounters between Miss Ventura and various male sex workers. Miss Ventura tries to escape Mr. Combs' abuse. Anytime she tried to create distance between her and Mr. Combs, he used his network to find her and convince her to return to his abuse. On multiple occasions, Mr. Combs sent his employees to lure Miss Ventura back. In 2011, during a rough patch in Mr. Combs and Miss Ventura's relationship, Miss Ventura had a brief relationship with a musician, Kid Cudi. When Mr. Combs returned from a trip, he demanded another freak off from Miss Ventura's. She acquiesced, what's that word mean? Oh, acquiesced. And she acquiesced. During this freak off, Mr. Combs found Miss Ventura's phone and found emails between her and Kid Cudi. Mr. Combs became enraged and proceeded to place a manual corkscrew between his fingers and lunged at Mrs. Ventura. What the fuck? Miss Ventura ran away to stay at Kid Cudi's home to escape Mr. Combs' wrath. Soon thereafter, one of Mr. Combs' staff members told Miss Ventura that he needed to talk to Mr. Combs, even though Mr. Combs was enraged. Feeling like she could not escape Mr. Combs and his network of enforcers, Miss Ventura returned to Mr. Combs. He hit her several times and then kicked her in the back as she tried to run out the door. I feel like beating this nigga Puff ass right now, bro. Like, god damn, bro. She went to her parents' home in Connecticut where her mother took pictures of the bruises Mr. Combs had left on Miss Ventura's body. In February 2012, during the Paris Fashion Week, Mr. Combs told Miss Ventura that he was going to blow up Kid Cudi's car and that he wanted to ensure that Kid Cudi was home with his friends when it happened. Around that time, Kid Cudi's car exploded in his driveway. Miss Ventura was terrified as she began to fully comprehend what Mr. Combs was both willing and able to do to those he believed had slighted him. In 2015, Miss Ventura spoke to a popular music manager at an after party in a hotel suite in Las Vegas. Mr. Combs saw her speaking to this manager and sternly told her to step into the bedroom and join in the suite. In the bedroom, Mr. Combs beat Miss Ventura severely. She ran from the corner to corner of the room trying to avoid Mr. Combs beating and kicking. When she tried to lock herself in the bathroom, he pushed through and punched her and kicked her while she curled up under the toilet. Her screams were drowned out by the loud music playing in the outside area of the hotel suite. Yo, my God, my God, my God, my God. This is Ike and Tina for real. When Mr. Combs had a security and assistant saw Miss Ventura after the assault, they began to cry. Damn. Miss Ventura had 2 black eyes, a burst and a bruised lip, and a huge welt on her forehead. Yo, my God. Yo, oh, he make a nigga want to steal on his punk ass. Upon seeing the results of his vicious attack, Mr. Combs immediately took the steps to conceal his wrongdoing. He forced Miss Ventura to stay at his home in Holmberry Hills along with one of his sons. While there, Mr. Combs FaceTimed Miss Ventura and stated, "You got to get up and put more makeup on. My son can't see you like that." She did put makeup on per Mr. Combs' demands. Miss Ventura felt that she had no choice but to obey her abuser. Even though security guards, assistants, and friends saw the situation she was in, no one dared to help or speak up on her behalf. She therefore had no choice but to remain silent subsequently. In 2015, later in 2015, while shooting a movie in Cape Town, South Africa, Miss Ventura began a flirtatious relationship with an actor. She spent New Year's Eve with this actor, but Mr. Combs soon found out. Mr. Combs called the actor and threatened him. The actor proceeded to call Miss Ventura and tell her, "You really need to call Mr. Combs." In around March of 2016, during a freak-off at the Intercontinental in Century City, Los Angeles, Mr. Combs became extremely intoxicated and punched Miss Ventura in the face, giving her a black eye. Jesus Christ! Cassie, when was you going to leave? This is where women going to blame you, sister. After he fell asleep, Miss Ventura tried to leave the hotel room, but as she exited, Mr. Combs awoke and began screaming at Miss Ventura. He followed her into the hallway of the hotel while yelling at her. He grabbed at her and took a glass vase in the hallway and threw it at her, causing glass to crash around them as she ran to the elevator to escape. She managed to get in the elevator, and when she got to the lobby, quickly took a cab to her apartment. Upon realizing that her running away would cause Mr. Combs to be even more angrier with her and completely stuck in his vicious cycle of abuse. Miss Ventura returned to the hotel. What? With the intention of apologizing for running away from her abuser. When she returned, hotel security staff urged her to get back into the cab and to go to her apartment, suggesting that they had seen the security footage showing Mr. Combs beating Miss Ventura and throwing the glass at her in the hotel hallway. Oh shit. They got him. They got him. They still got that video. They got his ass. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs paid the Intercontinental Century City $50,000 for the hallway security. Oh shit! Hold on, y'all. I just heard shots. I'm sure y'all heard that. I know I heard it. All right. Where was I? Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs paid the Intercontinental Century City $50,000 for the hallway security footage from that evening. After this, Miss Ventura left her home in Comstock and went to hide away at a friend's home in Florida. James Cruz, president of Bad Boy Management, tracked Miss Ventura down and told her that her single would not be released if she did not answer Mr. Combs' phone calls. A woman who worked at Sony Music reached out to her with a similar ultimatum concerning her record. Incredibly, Mr. Combs even convinced one of his attorneys to call Miss Ventura at this time. This lawyer told Miss Ventura, "It is in your best interest to call Mr. Combs back." Each time Miss Ventura tried to run away, Mr. Combs and his powerful network will force her back to him. Mr. Combs' tight hold over her life had irreparably damaged her friendship around 2018 when Miss Ventura was with her friend Carrie Morgan in her house. Mr. Combs used this key to Miss Ventura's house and came in unannounced. What? Wait a minute. What? Around 2018, when Miss Ventura was with her friend Carrie Morgan in her house, Mr. Combs used his key to Miss Ventura's house and came in unannounced. He and Miss Morgan had an altercation during which Mr. Combs threw a hanger at Miss Morgan. Upon information and belief, the incident resulted in a settlement between Mr. Combs and Miss Morgan, and Miss Ventura ended up paying Miss Morgan additional funds in an attempt to resolve the dispute between her close friend and her abusive and controlling boyfriend. The relationship between Miss Ventura and Miss Morgan had been strained since this time. Yo, this nigga is a wild boy. Hold on a second, Instagram. Seeing the extreme measures Mr. Combs took to keep a tight hold on Miss Ventura and isolate her from her support network, and having experienced the repercussions of rejecting his demands, Miss Ventura felt that saying no to Mr. Combs would cost her something: her family, her friends, her career, or even her life. I swear to God, man, this shit right here make me think of Kim Porter, boy. This shit make me think of Kim Porter. This is crazy, bro. Mr. Cone, oh my God. Mr. Cone rapes Miss Ventura. Okay, this is where I got to put up the disclaimer again. If you're a rape victim and you can be traumatized by these type of stories, please leave now. Okay? If this ain't traumatizing enough, I don't, please. If you are a person that gets trauma from these type of stories, please, I'm gonna give you a chance to step away now. This ain't for you, because I don't know how graphic this is, but it is a disclaimer in the beginning of this lawsuit that it can be graphic. So please, if this is gonna bother you, this is the time for you to go watch Barney or something. You know, turn to Law and Order. I'll go watch one of my other videos. But I'll go watch the Hip Hop Nucleus. It's out right now. The Tunnel documentary out right now on Amazon Prime, all right? On Amazon Prime, all right? The Tunnel documentary is called the Hip Hop Nucleus on Amazon Prime. Go check it out. All right. Trigger warning. Exactly. Thank you, Elizabeth B. All right, here I go, y'all. I'm going to get into it. All right, number 7. Mr. Cone rapes Miss Ventura. By 2017 and 2018, Miss Ventura became desperate to leave Mr. Combs and his abuse of her. She recognized that if she stayed, I can believe she was scared to leave this nigga. If this nigga was doing all this type of shit, and me knowing what, how he was doing with Kim Porter too, I believe a lot of this shit. I believe a lot of it. And I can believe when I say, people going to say, yo, why didn't she leave? Why she kept going back? That's a scary nigga. It's a scary nigga. And when you see a nigga throwing money around like that and making shit go away and all this other shit, you gotta think about how much stuff that she knows that's not even in this lawsuit. By 2017 and 2018, Ms. Ventura became desperate to leave Mr. Combs and his abuse of her. Excuse me. She recognized that if he stayed with him, she would never be able to have a successful career or ever be physically and mentally safe. She therefore became determined to break away from Mr. Combs and his cycle of abuse and made concerted efforts to avoid him. In September 2018, she joined Mr. Combs for a dinner at an Italian restaurant in Malibu, California, for that she believed would be a discussion about concluding their relationship for good. After dinner, Mr. Combs and Mrs. Ventura returned to Ms. Ventura's home, which was paid for by Mr. Combs. Mr. Combs forced himself into her apartment and tried to kiss Miss Ventura. She told him to stop and attempted to push him away. Mr. Combs then forcibly pulled off Miss Ventura's clothing and unbuckled his belt. He proceeded to rape Miss Ventura while she repeatedly said no and tried to push him away. Soon thereafter, Miss Ventura took steps to completely separate herself from her longtime abuser, including by leaving the home that he paid for her and returning the car he purchased for her. Despite moving away, Ms. Ventura's address was posted online in 2019, leading to fears for her safety. Ms. Ventura, who was under immense duress during the months after Combs raped her, took all steps possible to entirely remove herself from the abuser's ambit, including by entering into contracts to end a record deal with Bad Boy Entertainment. Mr. Combs' sexual and physical abuse of Ms. Ventura has caused her lifelong harm. As a result of immense trauma Ms. Ventura endured for over a decade with Mr. Combs, she has suffered and continues to suffer from immense emotional distress. Following her escape from the cycle of abuse and sex trafficking she endured, she struggled with the physical and mental manifestations of her trauma. The birth of her two children, however, allowed her a new lease on life and gave her purpose. She credits her children for saving her from the trauma that had consumed over a decade of her life. Except for the months when she was pregnant with her children, Miss Ventura struggled with her addictions to drugs and alcohol, addictions that were established and fueled by Mr. Combs. She turned to substances to drown out the memories of her abuse without being intoxicated. She suffered from horrific nightmares of the forced sexual acts that Mr. Combs demanded she participate in during the regularly scheduled freak-offs and of the physical beatings that she endured throughout her relationship. She had difficulty eating or sleeping, and her relationship with her family suffered. During this time, she frequently had thoughts of ending her own life. To rebuild her life and career, Ms. Ventura needed to completely reinvent herself. She checked herself into an inpatient treatment at a rehabilitation center where she first confronted the extent of the trauma she lives with. She has required extensive therapy and other medical care to recover from Mr. Combs' abuse, and she will forever live with the physical and psychological repercussions of the over a decade of violence, fear, and exploitation she endured. Although Miss Ventura was unable to speak up against the years of abuse she endured at the hands of Mr. Combs. She has since been able to rebuild her life and confront her trauma. Thanks to the passage of New York's Adult Survivors Act and the California Sexual Abuse Accountability and Cover-Up Act, Thank you. Thank you. Although Ms. Ventura was unable to speak, I'm gonna bring this back. Instagram is going off. One second, y'all. Hold on, yeah, I gotta blow my nose real quick. CSTV, you welcome. Hold on, y'all, 30 seconds. Turn my Instagram back on. All right. What else? She is now ready and able to also confront her abuser and to hold him and those who enabled his abuser and those who enabled his abuse accountable for their actions. Woo! Some of y'all security niggas getting ready to get into it too. Damn, y'all niggas let this man beat up and y'all ain't do shit. First cause of actions: sex trafficking under the 18 USC 1591. Puff getting ready to go to jail, bro. This one, he going to jail, bro. They're going to strip him of all his money. Then they're going to hit him legally. And if he don't go to jail, he going to be a broke nigga out here. Plaintiff repeats and realleges each and every allegation in all of the proceedings paragraphs as if fully set forth herein. God damn. So all these is getting repeated. Plaintiff is a victim of sex trafficking within the meaning of and is therefore entitled to bring a civil action under the Defendants Act in omissions taken separately and or together as outlined above constitute a violation. Specifically, defendant Sean Combs perpetrated sex trafficking of Ms. Ventura by requiring her to engage in forced sexual acts in multiple jurisdictions, and all defendants benefited from Mr. Combs' venture by holding Mrs. Ventura, an artist signed with the defendant Bad Boy Records and otherwise employed by other defendant Dole Corporations, captive to Mr. Combs' demands and desires. At all relevant times, defendants participated in and facilitated the harboring and transportation of plaintiff for purpose of sex induced by force, fraud, or coercion. Oh, this shit is ugly. Puff going to jail. I'm telling you, federal charges coming against him. Rico, watch. Nigga, let two more girls pop out. And don't let them be celebrities. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yo, he's lucky. Well, he's not lucky. But if Kim Porter was here and to join this lawsuit, woo! I know her family, Kim Porter family right now is jumping out their seat like we told you. We told you. Kim ain't get a chance to tell it. The defendant corporations have financially or otherwise benefited as a result of these acts and omission, keeping Mr. Combs, the volatile and explosive owner of the defendant corporation, satisfied. They benefit from facilitating his behavior to the extent it kept the, what is this word? Miraculous. I think that's miraculous. Let's see what that word is. Mercurial. Subject to sudden or unpredictable changes of mood or mind. Oh, she's saying this nigga crazy. Kept the mercurial music mogul happy and kept his Miss Ventura obedient to Mr. Combs and the corporation's interest. Defendant Combs and defendants Bad Boy Records, Bad Boy Entertainment, and Doe Copes 1 to 10 formed a venture as defined by 18 USC, given that they constituted a group of two or more individuals associated, in fact, whether or not a legal entity. Hold on. As a direct and proximate result of the defendant's unlawful conduct as alleged herein above, plaintiff has suffered physical injury, severe emotional distress and anxiety, humiliation, embarrassment, post-traumatic stress disorder, economic harm, and other consequential damages. Plaintiff also seek reasonable attorney fees as provided under 18 USC. Second cause of actions. Violation of the New York Service for Victims of Human Trafficking. New York serves Law 483 BB against all defendants. Plaintiff repeats and realleges each and every allegation in all of the preceding paragraphs as is fully set forth herein. Plaintiff is a victim of sex trafficking within the meaning of New York penal. Oh, they gonna get him in New York. As it is therefore entitled to bring a civil action under the defendant's acts and omissions taken separately. Oh, this is the same shit. Yeah, it is all the same things. Yeah. They all this one's for battery, sexual battery under the law, violation of the California Trafficking Victims Protection Act, violation of the New York Services for the Victim of Human Trafficking. And the first one was what? Sex trafficking under third, fourth. The fifth cause of action, sexual assault pursuant to the California Sexual Abuse Act. So she got New York and California cases on him. Sixth cause of action, violation of the Victims of the Gender Motivated Violation Act. Seventh cause of action, sexual harassment, gender discrimination, and hostile work environment under the New York State Human Rights Law. Holy shit, bro. Eighth cause, sexual harassment, gender discrimination, and hostile work environment under the New York City Human Rights Law, New York City Administration. Oh my God. Either he gonna settle or he gonna have a hell of a fight in court, brother. Prayer for help, prayer for relief. Wherefore, plaintiff prays judgment be entered in favor against defendants and each of them as follows. For money judgment representing compensating damages, including consequential damages, lost wages, earnings, and all other sums of money, together with the interest of these amounts according to proof. For money judgment, for mental pain and anguish and severe emotional distress according to proof. Punitive and explanatory damages according to proof. For attorney fees and costs, for pre-judgment and post-judgment interest, and for such other and further relief as the court may deem just and proper. Dated November 16th, 2023. That's today. Respectfully admitted. That's it. Diddy, I don't know how to look at you now, bro. You a woman beater, bro? You beat up that pretty little frail ass little girl, bro. And for those who don't know who Cassie is, everybody may not know. Let me bring up a picture of her. And this goes back to what I was telling y'all about these celebrities, right? like Will and Jada. We sit there, and we think that we know them, or their relationship is all peaches. Just like we see Beyonce and Jay-Z out and about. You know what I'm saying? We see them and everything looks good. Oh, they married, this, that, and that. Never do you think that this nigga's looking for a man to sit there and bang her while he sit there and watch. But every time you see them out and about, this is what you see. Fakeness. So it's hard for you to sit there and believe that they going through some shit or any of this shit is true, because it's like, all right, well, why is she outside on the carpet with him? Why she didn't run? Why she didn't run to the reporters? You know, she could have got away right there. There's all the stuff that women are gonna say. You know what I'm saying? You don't see no bruises, anything, nothing. Everything is cool. She looked like Jennifer Lopez to me in some of these pictures. So you will see him out and about. And you would think everything is good. You see any signs of trauma, scared, anything? And this is where it's going to be hard for her, because he's going to make it look like, oh, she just want money. This is about money. She want money. She missed the lifestyle. But we seen this with Tina Turner. We seen this in different stories. And then the girl winds up dead and they cover it up. She's just one of the lucky ones. Now I really wonder about Kim Porter now, bro. I swear to God I do. I really wonder about Kim Porter now. And he was with her that night. And she texts Kimora saying he got me. Man, allegedly he could have gave her one of them pills, bro, to finish her. I don't know. Right here, it looked like Cassie got a bruise on her cheek right here. Am I lying? I mean, am I seeing something? Y'all see that? That don't look like makeup is covering up a bruise right there on the side of her face. Or is that makeup? Let me blow that up so y'all can see it. Look at her cheek right there. Y'all see it? Right there. And it's like dark. How could you put your hands on this fine specimen of a fucking woman, bro? I would be scared to even want to damage that fucking beautiful ass face. Like, who would want to see that face ugly, bro? This is why none of these niggas fuck with women they age. Because they can't do none of this shit with no grown-ass woman. I feel bad for the young girl, man. Y'all kids, man. Y'all stay away from drugs. I don't give a fuck if you meet your biggest idol. Do not let these niggas push no drugs on you. This is what they do. This is what they do. This is what they do. Y'all gotta please, man, watch your children, man, around these grown-ass men. This nigga 50 years old was in there beating on somebody's daughter, man. That nigga 50-some years old beating on somebody's daughter, man. You know, crack this nigga head open. Damn, man. Prayers up for you, Cassie. We riding with you on this one, sister. We riding with you, Cassie, on this one. It's crazy. Hey, yo, do remember, y'all, my Tunnel documentary is out right now. Y'all go see that on Amazon Prime. I'm going to play the trailer right now. If you didn't never see it, you're about to see it right now. Choke No Joke. I'll catch y'all later. Thanks for all the love and support. Hit that subscribe button. Please hit that subscribe button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Please like this video, all right? And support a brother, man. 50 years of hip-hop. I'm teaching y'all about New York history, the tunnel where everybody from all around the world came to perform. Y'all can go watch my documentary now on Amazon Prime, all right? Choke No Joke. I love y'all. Moderator is squad. Thank
Choke
you.
no joke. Yeah. It's choke no joke. Let's go.
Supreme Bigger Figure, Big Cap, The Warden, The Club King,
The DJ Johnny Walker Red.
MC Frank Jigger, the celebrity's choice.
Sean Brophy, sound engineer.
Choke No Joke, legendary videographer.
Sterling Cox, I was the head of security.
Alpha Grinya.
My name is V.
Omega.
Big G. Vim Rock from the legendary Naughty by Nature.
Styles P the Ghost, LOX, D Block.
Tech Smith and Wesson.
LB Fan, Mr. Cheeks.
The Cool, the DJ, the Red Alert.
Kid Capri.
The tunnel was a hip-hop nucleus.
It was the epicenter.
It was the domain, the temple.
It was the Mecca.
Nothing was that melting pot of hip-hop.
They kept the paradigm going.
It's almost like what Rucker did for street basketball. The tunnel was that of music industry.
My Sunday ritual going to the tunnel was, I'm telling you, your ass better be there.
You just pretty much did push-ups.
We had to drink a couple bottles of Hennessy, go get smoked.
Leave the jewelry and watches at home.
Before you even get to the tunnel, you gotta get on the block.
You started from 11th Avenue, and when you got to that door, the search procedures was no other.
First time I ever heard of take your shoes off, open your mouth was in the tunnel.
It was damn near everything but a full cavity search.
Security at the tunnel was no joke.
The beatdowns did happen.
Some of them, if you had that chain out, that shit was leaving with one of them niggas.
We had a handful of cats. When we were taking you out, they were digging in your pockets.
The code check at the tunnel was crazy because you didn't know if you was gonna get your shit back.
Sometimes the bloops happen where you might not get your coat.
A lot of boys wanted to get their girls some fur coats, you know? So, I mean, it was free.
The bar was always on till after the tunnel.
You might get fake alcohol. Bartenders might have got counterfeit.
The dance floor is always rocking.
It looked like a video all the time.
The tunnel had a very unique situation at the bathroom. It was co-ed.
The bathroom was Sodom and Gomorrah.
I was like this, trying to look
past the dudes like when they was going in the urinal.
The tunnel was a one-stop shop. They had food, they had alcohol, drugs.
I saw weed the tunnel. It was just oozing money. Backstage is like the club amongst the club.
That's where all the so-called stars who was scary to be in the crowd, that's where they hung out at.
The dopest things about the tunnel for me to remember is hearing my records get played up in there.
The top maybe of all time tunnel banger.
Or anything Bad Boy.
Every Biggie record, any shit by Hov.
Shook Ones was bananas in there.
Nori could perform that Bang Bang.
Annie Up.
Any one of Busta joints.
Wild Out would actually start a fight.
The best performance I ever seen, Jay-Z performed in front of the DJ booth. The DJ booth was bouncing like a ball.
Snoop and Dre, when Dre was there.
DMX, Get At Me, Dog. The king of the tunnel was Jay-Z.
Busta Rhymes.
DMX is the king.
Queen of the tunnel.
Mary J. Blige.
Foxy and Lil Kim.
Eve.
King of the tunnel record label-wise was Def Jam.
Bad Boy.
The best DJ at the tunnel was Flex.
Big Cap, all day. Flex used to break off the record, but he used to try to bully Cap, like, don't spin this, because when I get here, I want to spin it. No, nigga, fuck wrong with you?
What the tunnel did for artists, it solidified their street music.
That gave us a platform, set up Rough Riders, Rockefeller, Bad Boy, slew of other artists.
The closing of the tunnel, it was kind of sad because that was a big piece of hip-hop.
So losing the tunnel was like a little kid losing Disney.
A famous mosque closing down.
I think when the tunnel closed, it was necessary. Niggas was coming to miss me.
When you hear people of the late 70s talked about Studio 54, the tunnel was the Studio 54 of hip-hop.
Make sure y'all go get that Amazon.
Stay the Don't follow those cats. The niggas that be on the gram. Tell them, boy, what they doing. Choke, no joke. You know what it is. Yo, y'all niggas better stay DL. Down low. Stop flossing, man. You just want them to just come and get you? Learn from our mistakes, man. That's what this is about, learn from mistakes. Choke, no joke. Let's go. You already know. Make it low, let's go. My aim was enlightened, drop jewels on you. You thinking I'm jealous, I ain't got cheddar like you. I'm the dude to a game, you got school. Was a local cat, snatch you when I made moves. I'm paranoid and preaching, you was sleeping. Knew you was sneak deep, they couldn't see us beefing. Learn from mistake, don't show I got cake. Impress a nigga to rob me, bitch seal my fate. Get knocked by the feds, lay up for about 8. Ass so busy flossing, ain't thinking about Jake. Loose, yapping, they wiretapping, videotaping, your ways in action. Front like times hard, two-door garage, ice like Liberage, with no damn jaw, without a reasonable doubt. You think you Jay-Z with your platinum jewelry, he got a job, B. You shining on doctors with 4 degrees, laughing cause I'm broke on the streets. Stay DL, BDL is L. You ain't DL when your name ring bells. Stay DL, BDL is L. You ain't DL when your name ring bells. Stay DL, BDL is L. You ain't DL when your name ring bells. Shh, let's go. For beef, we not dolo. For cash, you go solo. Thought I was your man, shot me down like Manolo. Thought I was your partner when you played me was whack. No niggas dust that I wouldn't flip like that. What gives? See your man struggle while you live? That's some shit. Struggling, give you the kicks. Used to stick for gooses. Warm when we pump deuces. Break night in the jacks, trying to see millions like Brewster. You don't act like you used to. I'm the dude. When niggas was friends, you was like, yo, Joe, come through. I wet you like McLean for those who claim to be pain. The game of death, that's what you get when got game. Ill with automatics, we're never static. You carry at niggas, put one in your cabbage. Fear, don't have it, you fill me with laughter. And OGSC, then I'm original gun clapper. Like Dan get dapper, see a mill be Casper. Like Dre the doctor, the math for math. Stay DL, BDL is L. You ain't DL when your name ring bells. Stay DL, BDL is L. You ain't DL when your name ring bells. Stay DL, BDL is L. You ain't DL when your name ring bells. Nigga, y'all loud, louder than the weed, nigga. Thinking with your pockets, caught the ice locket. She somewhere in Houston, you blew like a rocket. Her seed was bait, through the line she caught it. Gave her all that loot, she couldn't afford it. Frontin' to them bitches, y'all failing hell. Blue puff in your face, daddy, all about Benjamin. Remember me, I'm your friend to the end. Like Chucky, used to slave bitches like Buffy. Thinking why they cuff me, think of the luxuries you had. In the cell with other willies, you brag. I push the big Benz with 20-inch rims. Went in the club, Chris for all my men. Sitting across the bar, what's up, star? Back to reality, you back in bars. You chose not to listen, had the H-class glisten. Knew the rules of the game, played yourself opposition. Stay DL, BDL is L. You ain't DL when your name ring bells. Stay DL, BDL is L. You ain't DL when your name ring bells. Stay DL, BDL is L. You ain't DL when your name ring bells.
Yo, son, yo. Son, that son is me, yo.
I see.
You ain't noticed me, yo.
I see.
All these diamonds and stuff, yo.
How can I
Fat diamond ring I got, yo. Yo, what you talking about, yo? These diamonds, yo. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I got $35,000 on me right now.
Oh my God.
Nigga, I can show you the money right now. I can show you the money.
No, you ain't gonna show me nothing,
show you
man.
my gun.
Oh yeah. My man had to come through and make sure it went through. Y'all niggas is in trouble. Choke no joke. I ain't no joke, the mixtape. We here now. You already know. Let's go. Choke chillin', got away from them billin'. Ain't shit really changed though, I'm still that villain. I'm making money with rhyme, fuck black on black crime. Beef and money don't mix, like Muslims and swine. I'm talking milk, penicillin, y'all be illin'. Y'all be thinking y'all killers, with your school face grillin'. Kick that bullshit to me, y'all be wet though like Bruce Lee. And Brandon, and a hearse, on the highway to heaven. Man, you making mad threats and stuck in one section. I'm OBP like Naughty, making connections. Talking under your breath, get you something you don't need. 2 fully loaded Macs, filled up with heat. Nigga, you sweeter than 30 days for a body. Pop shit to these niggas, see me walk by me. But I ain't looking for no beef, I don't eat bologna. But I bring a whole cow if you run up on me. Shiesty, try me and hype me to peel your wig back like 10 cent icy. Bring it, stop bluffing, I got your threats, they mean nothing. I respond like Bond, I come through, I'm bombing. Playing bodegas, flipping Montega. You tan in the Jacks, I tan in Jamaica. Faker, wouldn't bust if he raped ya. Your chick out blazed her, hit it like Jada. While you blew up a pager, had to breathe like Vader. Your star at war, with the lightsaber. I'm here to lyrically tear you red, nigga, you a spear. I jack you up, now you out of here. Throw me on the 600. Now fucking nigga hum it. Blowing down 8th Ave with a bad bitch blunted. I take it there. Y'all niggas don't want it. Y'all niggas don't want it. Y'all niggas don't want it with no joke. Who you thought it be? Represent the NYC. Bring it on if you niggas want some of me. Have y'all niggas feeling it like Jay-Z. No joke, who you thought it be? Represent the NYC. Bring it on if you niggas want some of me. Bronze King like the LORD-FINE-SC. And that bullshit y'all do, y'all niggas don't stress me. Oh yeah, and you already know, Eden War what it is. Choke no joke, I ain't no joke. The mixtape, we here now. Yeah, choke no joke, you know what it is. Learn from mistakes out right now on all platforms. This one right here is for the mixtape. Let's go. Yo, Nas. I ain't do this for clout. I'm just a real nigga trying to figure you out. How you don't put blood in this Judas mouth. Talking Japanese wine like you fanning out. Blushing at this bitch that disrespects your kid and her earth. Carmen, I know that it hurt.
You know, back then when he made these disparaging remarks and comments about my daughter and created this disgusting visual, there were so many people around him that stayed quiet. They said absolutely nothing.
Carmen, I know that it hurt. You said Pac left us. When rappers that wink at other rappers in the studio, which made me think, yo, what he got on you? And homie in pink, cause at Webster Hall, he didn't stream one link. Yo, y'all glutton for punishment. I'm sick and I'm done with it. If it was part of your plan, Nas, hard my word on it. I'm just your fan. With little celebrity, some say it's just the hate in me. Nah, I'm cut from a cloth. You don't brush shit off. Well, the penthouse of law gotta have a ceiling. Only forgive hoes with sexual healing. And that thought right now is not appealing. With these chicks, with the dicks like Little Nas X, I'm not a fan. You damaged your brand. Yo, Nas, don't ever do that shit again. I'm signing off. Esco stand. Yeah. Choke no joke, you know what it is. You know what it is. Oh yeah, and you nigga, I ain't sorry for shit. I ain't with your boys' games, nigga, I'm with the shit. Wedge. Webster Dictionary defines the word as a substance that is used for splitting wood or rocks. Something causing a breach or separation. It's funny what that lens can capture. Separation, division.
How y'all having a meeting about Jay without? Nope, not drawers right there. Nobody told me nothing. How come y'all having a market meeting without Jay? Without Jay without him? I don't get it. It's 10:30 in the morning. And you want to get Leo? Please go get him.
No, actually, I was just going to go to the restroom. Okay.
Why are you leaving? I'm asking a question.
She doesn't have an answer.
Well, I'm wondering what line of thought is it, what pattern is it, John McNeely and all of y'all, that y'all have my biggest artists here, and y'all in here, y'all Def Jam staff is dealing with Jay's marketing without me. Please explain that to me, because this seems treacherous.
And animosity.
What you mean bullshit? The fuck, y'all niggas having meetings about my artists without calling me? It ain't no bullshit. It ain't no bullshit. Now look, oh y'all look, everybody here is ashamed of y'all. Who wants to work under a cow? They don't have to.
I ain't with your boys' games, nigga, I'm with the shit. I'm nothing like Nas, I'm with the shit. I'm more like Jungle, wanting to bust your shit. But bro got me on chill. He said I'm illmatic, with the static, with the ratchets. Let's go to Brooklyn, cause he gotta have it. School days, would've called you faggot and smoked you like a Spike Lee joint. Yo, the greatest of all timers, got hit with all timers. You buster, nigga, your mic with the shine. Knockout. Yeah, one-liners, give you a reason to be a one-eye. Without reasonable doubt, you been a liar. You headache king, Jazzo inspired, rape Damon.
So they trying to take our franchise from us. That's what they trying to do. Make this beef with, they trying to, I bet you they're staging this beef with us. Trust me. Trust me.
It was all about the power to, to get rid of Dame Dash, and take Jay-Z to the next level without Dame, and it was, Dame should stop blaming Leo and Todd Moskowitz and start blaming Steve Stout.
You know about the Scarface party and all that? How they put the Demetrius House on in Puerto Rico? He's gonna be there performing, but they're doing something with them.
Who, Jay?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. He's gonna be out there for that. With the release of the Scarface DVD.
Jay's performing for that?
And I don't need 2 lips to blow this like a trumpet, you dumb shit. This is an unusual musical. I conducted you looking at the black Warren Buffett, so all critics conduct sick. I don't care if you seen Dolores Tucker or you Bill O'Reilly. You only rallied me up for 3 years. They had me peeing out in the cup. Now they about to free me up. What you think I'm gonna be? What? Rehabilitated? Man, I still feel hatred. I'm young, black, and rich, so they wanna strip me naked. But you never had me like Christina Aguilera, but catch me at the West Side driving like Halle Berry or the West. Fuck it. Peace and love, y'all. The Black Album on the way.
And then we doing our party, so.
Following Steve Stout's direction.
And what was Steve Stout telling you to do?
He walked me through how to get rid. His plan was to get rid of Dame Dash.
He told you that?
That was the plan.
Okay.
Breaking news, y'all. See, when you stick around, you get the news first. You see what happens when you stick around? You get the news first. Y'all never gonna fucking believe this, bro. Well, you're gonna believe it, but you're not gonna believe it that it happened this fast, y'all. Guess what just happened, y'all? Guess what just happened? What did I just tell y'all? What do Choke No Joke be knowing his shit or what, y'all? Do Choke No Joke be knowing his shit or what, y'all? Look what just came out just now. Bang. Look what just came out, y'all. New York getting ready to go lock him up. New York getting ready to go lock him up. They're going to grab him first. The R. Kelly shit all over again. Here it go. Here it go. Here it go. Hold on, let's go through this real quick. All right, let's get into this. Let's see what they talking about here. Oh, they getting ready to get Diddy, y'all. They getting ready to get him. They getting ready to get him. They getting ready to get him. You're going to wake up tomorrow, he going to be arrested sometime tomorrow. Watch. Diddy is the subject of a secret NYPD investigation, and although it's unclear if his ex, Cassie Ventura, made the criminal complaint, there is strong evidence it involves sexual assault. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ there's an open case at NYPD with Sean Combs. We're told it is an active case, but the case file has been locked. Essentially meaning it is a sensitive case where access is restricted. Federal RICO, here it come. As we reported, Cassie has filed an explosive federal lawsuit which alleges rape and human trafficking, among other accusations. We inquired about the case to the NYPD, and they responded with this statement. The NYPD takes sexual assault and rape cases extremely serious and urges anyone who has been a victim to file a report so we can perform a comprehensive investigation and other support and services to survivors. It was seen based on the statement, not only is this a sexual assault case, but the NYPD is actively looking for other alleged victims. I told you. Here it come. Here it come. Nigga, you sell your soul to this shit. When you thinking you the nigga, when it ends, there's the devil coming with the motherfucking receipt, brother. We did find a 2016 case where TMZ broke the story. Beverly Hills cops were called after a breakup argument of some sort between Diddy and Cassie. A domestic incident report was taken, but no legal action followed. Oh, shit. We'll see. Now, y'all know that other girl about to come back out, right? Y'all remember that other girl that accused Diddy? I think she went on, where she went on Tasha K, I think it was. Let me see. Now, oh, they got witnesses coming out now, bro. Gina Hyo. That was the other girl. Let me pull up her picture real quick. Yeah, the other girl, she went on Tasha K and was saying how Diddy was beating her and made her get an abortion and all this other stuff. This is the girl here. Oh, he's fucked, bro.
Gina, the girlfriend of Diddy, has made shocking allegations against him.
Do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Gina courageously came forward to share her experiences.
Puff is in trouble, bro. I don't care when nobody say this is it's only surviving Diddy. This is the beginning of the end. That the liquor lawsuit, the Tupac case, and now Cassie just set it off because there's a whole bunch of other girls gonna come forth. New York Police Department is doing an investigation. They're gonna get him, bro. They're gonna get him, bro. They're gonna get him, bro. They're gonna get him. But we're gonna follow up on the story again tomorrow. I had to add that in there. Now NYPD has got an investigation going on starting today. As soon as she filed this lawsuit, they on his head, bro. That nigga world's about to come crumbling down, bro. Believe that.
Rape Dame and Chris, then ran the lion through the rock and the fire. Damn, you cold. Built the nation, the prop back home. How you the king of LA when Cube is home? How you bang in LA after Nip is gone? Mr. Smith, yeah, I'm nice with the gift too. The double entendres got those too. Your wisdom, knowledge, that I'm king too. I'm sorry I met the other side of you. Yeah. That's the gift and the curse. I'm Christ from birth. From the hearse to the dirt. Fake niggas claim hurt. So I stay on my bullshit like I'm dirt. And never shy. Let my feelings fly. Let's go. Cause we all die. Yeah. Like your beds. Nigga, I'm here. Only fear I have is truth not be told. We all get old. It's choke, no joke. Y'all already know. Let's go. Choke, no joke. You already know. Learn from mistakes out right now on all platforms. This for the mixtape. The 50-year-old platinum virgin. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry.
Joke out here in DR. My man Delvin, see him?
Yeah. In Dominican Republic.
All right?
Yeah.
We here.
Yeah. Choke, no joke. Primo, you ain't want to give me no beat, so I'm stealing one. Take it personal. You know you my guy, Primo, love you. You gonna give me a beat after this one. I never thought that you would cry me, go against me, and backstab me. Third eye is strong, word is bond. Put you on the fakes, and now you won. I gave you support, and you play me. For those who play with butt, yeah, I'm talking Breakfast Club, Revolt, whatever. All I know is birds of a feather. Hang with those that they hate. Once the realness, now you fake, and I see through you. What you gonna do when they book you and your Duke shoot? I know you think I'm expose you. This ain't no threat, take it personal. Choke, no joke. 2023, it's on me. You hear me? 2023 is on me. They say, why I don't come around the game? Cause all y'all do is undercover gay. And I don't play those fucking games. Yo, stop the track, I'm fucking Slay. Rest in peace, K. Slay, man. Let's get to the next one. Stay the hell. Don't follow those cats. Choke, no choke. You already know. This go out the Grego. Now I'm out the game. Feel good not pitching in the hood. And I really don't think I could. Go back to selling crack and stashing them packs in my ass. I maintain weekly money the same. And nah, I don't go through them games. Niggas testing my brain with them triple beams filled with change. Pot crack, grams in the drain. Get hit with the fake exchange. Like baking soda flour. After being on Broadway for hours. Getting knocked, being back at start. Niggas testing if I got heart. Pushing me to pop some shots. Just stop the ball before the start. Old lady Eddie with the binocs. Give description to cops. Why they try to tear us apart with that good cop, bad cop. I ain't going for the game, he ain't tell you a thing. Your partner's with him, saying the same. You can tighten them cuffs till you see veins. Stop fucking yanking them down out the game. They might fuck you if you ain't sane. And nigga never sniff cocaine. And I don't care what game or part of the area you claim. Pray Scarface, you must be insane. Nigga, Tony fucked the boy's Dane. His right hand man, he's slain to get his back blown out the game. Do it on the low, let nobody know. No pillow talk to home. And if he step on your toes, don't bust a blame. Cause everybody will know. Or get out the game. They say that change is good. It's a lot of stress in the hood. And I know if you could, you would. Get out the game, but you stuck in that time. Where the nigga in public like shine. For a witness to drop a dime. For self-defense, do or die. Celebs doing time. Mike Vick on the child line. Even Kobe, Jason Williams, Gage, kick like Shinobi. Little Kim for perjury. You know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up, right? Let's go. When it's late night, make sure it's packed tight. And when you take those flights, never eye the Jake in sight. And shake them fuckers when they dead to right. Making a fifth go rumble. Because of stick of trouble. Blasting your gap for a cat, for in fact, with some crap that don't involve you. For some dudes that don't love you, all they wanna do is pawn you until you go down. And don't do shit for you when you lock down, or even when you touch down. But they tell you to go to the pound. The same block that gave you a pound. Years in the pen, now you live it again. What my state are you in? When you back it for 10, and you was just waiting for a teen to come home to relive it again. Entrapment should be a sin. The way they reel us in, will roll us to a revolving door to bring us in. This shit is insane. The game is insane. The game will fuck with your brain. That's why I'm out the game. Yeah. Just get out the game, man. I know they told y'all there's only 2 ways out. Jail and death. Nah, just get out, nigga. Just get out, man. It's easy. Just walk away, nigga. If they care about you, they'll let you go. If you in the game and you wanna go and get a better life, and they won't let you walk away, what do that say? Get out the game, nigga. You wanna sleep easy, nigga? Look at these rap niggas, nigga. You wanna be the next rapper? Trapper, clapper, federal indictment rapper? Huh? I keep telling y'all niggas, man, get out the game, man. Joke no joke. Grego, you already know. The beast is chemical, baby. That's why I'm out the game. Stay the hell. Don't follow those cats. This go out to all the PJs around the world. Either war.
Nah, way back.
Sound
back.
Niggas and guns. Yeah. Let's go. Joke, no joke. It's all the projects in the world. You ever been to a project barbecue? Yes, I have. to the block cause it get packed. Little babies, adults or crack. We feed them too, we don't pump like that. Plus it's like us, give it back. And sales is the reason why we got so many packs of chicken. The hood not missing. Muslims said don't put pork on chicken. They got on Al about that, they thought he didn't listen. He wasn't been touched from them government missions. But they forget that when they bite that chicken, this is when the players get knocked, cause it's hot out. The sexy show out, glowing with the back glass on the mouth. She see you with the next chick, then she dumb out. Hustlers dumb out, just for nothing. Bustin' for attention, just dumbin'. Cause we know y'all ain't bustin' nothing. You ever been to a project barbecue? Kids and sprinklers, deep thinkers, playing chess, my head's on your left, blowing gas. My Puerto Ricans playing handball, Miguel and Heck on the court. Niggas wanna be like Mike. Life's a box of chocolates, you're riding a pipe, playing the bench, kids on the fence. Watch your popo, chase Prince. Don't dismiss your brethren for dumb shit. Keep it gangster, them shit where you live. 12-1 right up in your crib. You never been nowhere, where else could you live? What's that? That's gangsta boo coming through. Throwing it up, fucking his muffler up. Scraping the concrete with Willie's so sweet. He got escorts by the chief of police from 233rd Laconia to Gun Hill Road. Got knocked, didn't tell like Joe.
Very.
Okay. Choco Joe, you know what it is. Yo, y'all niggas with a stay DL. Down low. Stop flossing, man. You just want them to just come and get you? Learn from our mistakes, man. That's what this is about, learn from mistakes. Choco Joe, let's go. You already know. Make a love, let's go. My aim was enlightened, drop jewels on you. You thinking I'm jealous, I ain't got cheddar like you. I'm the dude to a game, you got school.